Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betcraft. Another very beautiful Monday morning, a wonderful new week and a new month. You know, and we've once again come back with our predictions. We always look at football matches going on across the globe, and we look at the recent games that these teams are having. Using those statistics, we always come up with the best possible verdict for each of these matches. Right, that's what we'll do on a daily basis, and exactly what we're going to do in a short while. And yesterday wasn't the best of days for us. We saw Man City disappointed, and some other teams that didn't do so very well, and it was just a day to forget about. Honestly speaking, and it's been a long time we had such a situation here, but hopefully we are going to have a very good outing today, and we're going to do very well today. So also remember that we have our VIP special group where we put out games that have that higher likelihood of coming out correctly, and doing the to join. You can always find the link to that of VIP in the description of this very video, as well as anywhere you see a join channel around this very video. All right, that being said, without further ado, we head to the business of today, and we start today's football predictions. It starts with the game that we have in the Danish first division, where we have Esbjerg coming up against the HB Koge. Okay, and when you take a look at recent games for these two sides, you can see that the home side, Esbjerg, have been able to achieve 4 victories in the last 6 matches. They've also lost 2 games out of those. And away side, Koge, on the other hand, have had just a draw out of the last 6 games. They've lost 5 games out of 6. They've not been able to win a single one of them. And when you look at how the two teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can see the home side have actually been able to achieve 4 victories and a draw, and they've also lost a lot of matches. They've actually lost, about 6 games in the last 10 home matches. All right, and we side Koge have had just 1 win, 3 draws. They've lost also 6 games in the last 10 away matches that they have. So for the last away game, we saw them losing to Hillerod by 3 goals to 1. But the last home game for Esbjerg, they won it by 1-0 on that very occasion. So on head-to-head basis, though, we know that the last 2 meetings between the two sides have always seen Esbjerg winning each time. The last meeting was actually in February, and it was Esbjerg who won from away against Koge on that very occasion, but 2-0. So we'll be going with the home side, Esbjerg, to win in this very encounter. It is at the home side to win out shortly. That's what we expect for that very encounter. All right, we head to the next for today. It is in Romanian League 1. We'll have Csikszereda will be up against Otelul. And for Csikszereda in the recent games, we could see that they've won just 1 match out of the last 6 games that they had. They've lost 5 out of those. And the away side, Otelul, winning 2 matches and drawing 2, also losing 2 games in the last 6 games that they had so far. Okay, and looking at how they fared from home and away basis, you can see that home side, as Csikszereda, have managed to achieve 2 victories. They've also had 3 draws, but have lost 5 matches. Okay, the last 2 home games that they have, so they're losing those 2 home matches. And away side, Otelul, on their hand, have had 5 victories and a draw in the last 10 away matches. They've also had 4 losses out of those. And also the last time both teams met, it was Csikszereda who won. That was in October by 2 goals to 1 on that very occasion in the cup match. But in this very one, we are going by the form of the these two sides. The away side is actually the better side in terms of the current form, and we expect the away side to not lose. We're going with the away side to either win or draw, and under 4.5 in this very one. And that will take us to the next game for today. It is a game that we have in Peru's second division. It's called Peru's Segunda Division. We'll have Molinos or Pirata will be up against Academia Cantolao. All right, when you take a look at the home side, El Pirata, 2 wins and a draw out of the last 6 games, and 3 losses also in the last 6 matches. And Academia Cantolao, the away side, have had just 1 win, 3 draws, losing 2 matches in the last 6 games that they had so far. And when you look at how the two teams performed from home and away perspective, El Pirata, the home side, have actually won 4 matches and a draw, and have lost 5 games in the last 10 home matches. All right, the last 4 home games that they had, saw them winning 3 games and drawing 1. They've not lost in the last 4 home matches. And the away side, on the other hand, won just 1 match and 2 draws, but have lost 7 games out of the last 10 away games that they had so far. It's not the best side, everyone playing from away. So on head-to-head basis, all right, the last meeting between the two sides was in July, and Academia Cantolao played from home on that very occasion. They won against El Pirata by 2 goals to won on that very occasion. Okay, and you know, but judging by the home side's recent form, we are going with El Pirata to, achieve results and win against Academia Cantolao. So we are expecting the home side to win out shortly in this one. Home win, that's a value for that very game. Okay, and we head to the next for today, which I'm going to be a game in the Esbjerg Premier League where we have Dubocica and Priboj. All right, Dubocica, the home side, in the last 6 matches, winning once and drawing 3, and as well as losing 2 games out of the last 6 encounters. And Priboj, their away side, have had 2 draws, and they've also lost 4 games in the last 6 games. When you look at how the two teams have performed from home and away basis, you see Dubocica, the home side, in the last 10 home games that they had, actually won 5 matches and a draw. They've also lost 4 games out of the last 10 home matches, and away side Priboj have had just the record that we had for them for their away side is actually 3 records of away games that we have here, and we saw them losing 2 out of those 3 and drawing 1. And there's no record of head-to-head meetings between the two sides. There's no record of the last meeting between 2 sides. So it's actually the first time they are meeting, and we are expecting the home side, who have actually, as we know that the home side won the last home game they had, by 2-0. So we expect to see them doing well here. So we go with the home side either winning or drawing, and yet under 4.5 in this one. Home win or draw and under 4. That's what we expect for that very one. Okay. And the next which I'm going to be the last for today is in the Swedish Division 1 South, where we have Jonkopings coming up against IFK Skovde. All right, and we know that the home side Sodra 4 wins out of the last 6 games, and also a draw as well as 1 loss. And the away side Skovde winning once and drawing 2, losing 3 games out of those 6 matches that they had. And from home and away perspective, you see that the home side have actually won 9 matches in the last 10 home games. So they've also had a draw, and the away side Koge winning just once, drawing 3, but they have lost 6 games in the last 10 away match. The last away game they had was against Rosengard, and we started losing it by 3-2. And the last time both is met on head-to-head basis was actually July of this very year, and we saw it was actually in June rather, and we saw Jonkopings winning from away against this very side by 3-0 on that very occasion. So when we put all these stats together, we are going with the home side, with the away side, home side rather, to win in this very one. Okay, we expected Jonkopings winning out shortly. Home win. That's what we're for that very game. All right, that concludes it for us today on Betcraft. We wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Also remember that this is just a football match. Play responsibly and do not play with all you have. Play with what you can afford to lose. And also the other games that we have will be on a VIP special. Do endeavor to check it out and join our tele membership. We'll win more regularly. All right, that being said, tomorrow's another day. We'll be back. But once again, keep winning.